You can't talk about him now.
No.
Because we're live.
I think we should fire him.
There's only one person theoretically I can actually fire.
It's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire him. It's fucking useless.
We're a bit more on time today, at least. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this average. It's not raining for a change right now here in the UK. Mind you, we can't complain if you live in Florida.
Yeah. My favourite thing to come out of that is that everyone that lives in Florida is now an Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok weather person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not something you really want to claim to be, because weather people typically are shit.
I mean, they can tell you that it's raining.
Normally when it isn't.
My favourite one is there's a guy who's got a kayak in the ground floor of his house. He's just like rowing around his ground floor.
Is he?
Yeah, it's great. Hasn't left, just got a boat in his living room.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, oh well. And everyone's like, I wish there was a drug that could make me as calm as you. He's like, my entire living room is destroyed. My livelihood is gone.
Luce was watching a short or reel or whatever it was, whatever they call them on Facebook yesterday. This woman's in this house, right? And there's this river. And she's like, the highest it's ever got is like 10 foot. And like, this is basically where it is now. So, you know, we're not worried because we're 30 feet up the bank.
Yeah.
And then it's like 24 hours later and there's like their front window, there's like a sofa in front of the front window and their other half's just led on it, chilling out. And the water's like just under the window, rushing past. And I was like, fucking hell. And he's just there chilling. I was like, I would not be chilling.
Yeah.
I'd be shitting myself. Anyway, if you're over there, please make sure you're looking after yourself. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us for another Liam and Joe show. And yet again, we don't really have any 40k news for you right now.
I saw like someone was like about like, is the data layout? And I'm like, no. I said a week ago, it's going to be next week.
Joe thinks it's going to be next week.
If I was a gambling man, it's going to be Thursday.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah, Joe doesn't know.
I don't know officially, but it always comes out on a Thursday. And if it comes out, it comes on the same day, on the Thursday, before the release
of a codex
that's been on pre-order.
Normally.
Yeah. Like, it always happened with the Chaos. It happened with Sisters. So, there's a theme.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
And they'll be like, Friday.
Yeah,
because
Joe off. Yeah.
Joe said.
We have no idea, though. So, Crumpets Panda, thank you for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Crumpets Panda. I hope that I've given this one out before, but I feel like it's a really good one.
You can't double dip on a hope.
No?
That's not fair.
It's a really good one.
It needs to be bespoke. What was it going to be?
I hope that you get a really good jelly to meat ratio on a pork pie.
Is that just because you've just eaten a pork pie?
Yeah, it's fucking incredible. I hope. I hope that when you go to McDonald's, they have the McRib in stock.
I've never had a McRib.
I've never had a McRib, and I stopped at a drive-through the other day, and they were like, "We haven't got any." I was like, "Fine, I'll have a coffee and go. Thank you." I want no food.
You had a Joe tantrum, a Joe trim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, because we've got an actual topic to talk about for the Liam and Joe show, I figured it could be interesting to talk about something fun and narrative that's relevant to 40k.
The fallback of all 40k YouTubers.
Kind of. And actually, it's sort of relevant when you think of that pathetic reveal show that they put out there on Saturday last week.
I agree and disagree with that statement.
Why?
Because I think it's the best they've done for a long time.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with that.
They've done. The thing is, though,
they've not set a high standard, though, Joe.
But they've gone back to what we asked them to do, which is stop pre-recording it. Go to a live stream format again. Have people that are actually enthusiastic about the fucking hobby.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Nick is one of the most enthusiastic people about the hobby.
Warhammer.
Nick just fucking loves Warhammer.
And then the people are like, I've done a Warhammer, and he's like, yeah. And that's good to see. It's one of the problem is that the thing they sold us in advance is what they gave us, but a shit version. Because they're like 40k previews, but the 40k that they showed off was the Christmas boxes.
And Kill Team.
No, because Kill Team, because they were advertising Kill Team, because they were advertising Kill Team and 40k at the same time, which are technically two different things.
And how many people are actually going to be buying Rattlings for Kill Team? For Kill Team.
Oh, no one.
There we go.
Yeah.
That was I put that qualifier at the end on purpose, Joe.
No one buys. There are people that buy Kill Team boxes to play Kill Team with.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, everyone buys Kill Team boxes for the units to use
Now,
in 40k.
The last part of that stream I actually missed because I was so fucking bored of the shit they were putting out that I turned it off. Do you know what the last part of that live stream was?
What?
The Emperor's Children symbol.
Yeah, that was a bit horseshit.
Which is because Emperor's Children can come in 40k, which we know. They've done an article.
Yeah.
So what made me laugh, right? Here's the thing that made me laugh is they put the Emperor's Children symbol up and everyone went, oh my God, Emperor's Children! I was like, we know.
And when they go 2025, everyone's like, oh my God, it's coming soon. I was like, no, because it could literally come out in November next year.
Yeah.
That's not
So
soon.
everyone, Emperor's Children's coming. I was like, yeah, they put it in White Dwarf. Like we kind of know that already. It was on Warhammer community page. It's the thing.
I think it's though. I was happy because I like the rattling models. They're great. I really want the Christmas model with the sausage.
Yeah, well, we touch wood. We normally get sent the Christmas model.
Yeah.
You can have it.
And the rattling kill team is actually a really nice kit in terms of.
Oh, it looks really pretty.
Models. The orcs look meh.
I don't like abhumans in my guard though.
I don't like abhumans in my. But I've got time for people carrying around roast chickens and sausages.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I got all the time in the world for that.
Joe relates.
Plus they come with a dog.
Yeah.
So more teams with dogs is good. So yeah, I'm all over that. The terrain's really nice that comes in it.
The kill team terrain is knocking out the park right now.
That's great. I really want to get more of the box set terrain that we've got.
All the unbuilt stuff out there.
Yeah. Because 3 sets makes a full table. It's really nice stuff. I'm tempted to use Thane's Weekend to just build terrain.
Go for it.
And then I might bring the airbrush so I could just spray it all as well and dry brush it.
I can help you build terrain.
Yeah.
It's not
So
hard.
I really like that. The Kill Team Terrain new box is really nice. I feel like they need more. You need multiples of that set to make a decent kind of defensive wall.
For 40k though, maybe not for kill team. You get quite a lot for kill team terrain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really good.
But they showcased that logo off, and everyone got mad and excited about it. And I was like, it's not news, but it got me thinking, right?
But I'm going to interrupt you. The last thing about this stream, I want it, and I want it to go across the top of my chair. They're doing Gal Miraz, the hammer.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Yeah, and I want that across here.
You can't have Galmaraz and Abaddon.
Why not?
Because Galmaraz is not going to be cheap either.
It's going to be cheap.
Galmaraz comes,
no, it's coated styrofoam.
If Galmaraz comes in the studio, it's going up on the fireplace.
Oh yeah, and then I'll have a thing so when we do live stream, just mount it on there.
No.
This is bullshit. That's what it is. It'll be because it's a LARPing hammer, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Basically, they've designed it so that people that like to do.
I missed the material. I'll be honest.
So yeah, it's basically fiberglass coated styrofoam.
Yeah. So back to Emperor's Children and the stream topic in hand. I think it's safe to assume, without any reasonable doubt, that when the Emperor's Children get their book in 40k, we will see Demon Primarch Fulgrim in 40k.
It's going to be stunning.
I'm very interested in what they did because Demon Primarch Fulgrim in Heresy is a beautiful model.
But it's not going to be far from that, though, is it? Really?
Which is interesting that they're going to do 2 of the same kind of model. I'm really curious to see whether they go, you just use the Heresy one.
I don't think they will. I think they'll do one which is similar but plastic, more akin to like Marathi.
But if they do one that's similar in plastic, then they might as well never made the resin
I
kit.
think they've done it to appease the Heresy crowd.
I don't know. This isn't about Fulgrim because I think we can safely assume he is coming back in 40k. I'm very interested to see what they do about a model for him because I think if they bring out a plastic one that's similar, they kill the model, the resin version. Because why would you buy a resin version when you can buy a plastic version? Because plastic is just a nicer material to work with and more forgiving and doesn't break and bend. If whether they say here's Demon Fulgrim, you just use the Heresy model, crack on, because that'll piss a lot of people off because. Obviously, the other 3 Traitor Legions that have Demon Primarchs right now have big plastic kits.
Because when you look at, they've not released Heresy rules for Mortarion Ascended and God Ascended. But all the artwork for Mortarion and Angron and Heresy is their plastic models.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I can't at the moment logically see them developing a plastic Fulgrim that doesn't just replace the resin one. So why? So I don't know. We'll see. right? We'll see. But I thought what would be an interesting discussion is how many more Primarchs will we see returning to 40k? So I think Fulcrum's a given. I think there's no doubt at all.
Yeah.
So if we start on Traitor Legions, right, we've now got Angron, the best. We've got Mortarion. We've got Magnus. I think we're going to see Fulgrim, right? Which leaves 5 more. But we're not going to see Horus. He's dead.
Do you know what I think we're going to get? We're going to get loyalist ones. So if you look at Chaos, you'll have one for each god, and the leader of generic Space Marines, Abaddon.
Yeah.
Right. So Imperial, we've got Gilliman, leader of generic Space Marines.
Yeah.
And we've got the Lion.
Yeah. This isn't about the order that they come out in. It's about how many of them are actually going to return.
I think they'll go Dawn.
You think Dawn will come back?
I reckon we'll get Dawn and Russ.
Where's Dawn supposed to be right now? So Russ is in the warp, right?
Russ is in the warp, and then Dawn is somewhere. People think that he lives in Trajan's Zoo. Trajan the Infinite. His little fucking
interesting.
thing. Blood Angels won't get one, but they've obviously got...
Well, there is narrative out there for Blood Angels that suggests that Sanguinius could be reincarnated and could possess a current Blood Angel.
Yeah.
I think is it the Blood Angels Omnibus that I read?
It's in Darkness in the Blood, the Mephiston book.
It might be that one then.
Well, it's the one where Mephiston goes across the Rubicon.
So there is narrative out there that suggests that Sanguinius could return as a... he's supposed to be dead, but...
Yeah. I think we'll see, because someone says we'll get Russ when they bring back Space Wolves. I reckon there is the potential for Dawn to come with Black Templars.
You reckon?
Yeah. Because that's on theme, because he was the original Emperor's champion.
So you think we'll see Dawn, we think we'll see Leman Russ, Jagatai Khan can legitimately return as well, right?
Vulcan can come back, no problem. Because he's undying, he lives forever.
Yeah, okay.
So he's immortal, so he can come back. He's just gone. Korax is in the warp. So
there's a lot of they're in the warp, isn't there?
It's the warp is Games Workshop's MacGuffin.
Yeah,
Where is it? The warp.
Yeah,
where's that entire Tau sphere enclave gone? The warp.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's Games Workshop's narrative storage device.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Oh, take that out of cold."
Games Workshop's Trazen.
Yeah. So I think I want them to come back with a twist. If they're in the warp, they come back a bit not right.
Yeah, I don't like the werewolf vibe for Space Wolves. I'm actually kind of against the werewolf vibe for Space Wolves. I prefer the Viking vibe. But if they're going to lead into the werewolf vibe and they're going to bring back the Leman Russ, I feel like he should be big fucking hulking werewolf Leman Russ.
Yeah, I think he comes back. There's 3 options for Russ. He comes back werewolf Russ, kind of like Mate Your Boy from Soulblight Gravelords. Radagar. He either comes back... this is the one I want, but we won't get it because it'll upset all Space Wolf players. We get Khorne Russ. Oof. Where he's gone like full demon.
I'd have an erection at that point.
Because what we need is a good guy to turn bad. I think for a good storyline arc, because they won't kill anyone. Important. So if he comes back and he's like full Khorne, that would be great. Or as someone said in chat earlier, you get old man Russ, big beard, done with everything. You know, long hair. You know,
representing most wargamers.
Covered in skin, smells of farts.
Covered in skin? I mean, that's pretty normal, Joe.
Like skins that he's got from people. Because there's not much fur in the warp, is there?
Well...
Like, unless you like furries, like in like Emperor Children.
Bobo says the card is in the webway, right? Yeah, he's in the webway.
Yeah.
So, okay, right. So that's... Who else have we got? So we've got Korax, Khan. You've said...
Dawn, Vulcan.
Vulcan and Dawn.
Yeah. Ferrus can't come back.
Because he's had his head cut off.
He is, yeah.
Is he the only one that strictly can't come back, though? And Horus? Is it really one aside that just can't come back?
Well, no, because Alfarius is dead.
Is he?
Omegon's still alive.
Is Alfarius dead?
Well, Dawn killed him.
Did he?
Yeah.
Was it Alfarius?
No.
Right, exactly.
Right, no, right. This is one of those Joe's narrative side talk. Technically, Alfarius' body is still alive. So in one of the store, I think it's like Praetorian of Dawn, there's a Imperial Fists Ultramarines Heresy book where Alfarius puts his mind and his soul into a librarian, and the librarian's mind and soul goes into Alfarius' body. So it basically allows Alfarius to get on to Terra, and then him and Dawn have a fight, and Dawn kills him. So Omegon's still alive, and Alfarius' body is still alive. I just saw.
What's a fucking red one, Joe?
Predators! Horus was weak. He was weak. Horus was a fool. He had the whole galaxy within his grasp, and he let it slip away. Abaddon fund.
He keeps doing this.
I mean, I appreciate it
Yeah.
because I want an Abaddon. I mean, Horus was. I liked Horus at the start of the Horus Heresy because he's really he's very demure, very mindful. And he sits and he has these really cool interviews, and he's just mega Chad, just rolling around.
Kurz is dead. Is he dead?
Kurz is dead. Yeah, he was killed. He let himself get killed by a Calidus assassin. He let himself get killed in front of all the Night Lords. He was basically on a balcony, and he had all of his sons, and he was basically just shit talking everyone. So he was like, "I hate all of you."
Is it two aside that's dead then? Evan says Ferrus Manus could come back. That's more believable than Sanguinius coming back.
What? Because he doesn't have a head.
Yeah.
He does make an appearance.
What if you put his head on a cyborg type thing?
We don't have a brain in it. Basically.
What, his head?
But what happened was
that's where the brain normally is,
Fulgrim
Joe.
cuts his head off, and he puts head, skull, brain, everything in a giant bucket of wine, and then Fulgrim has a party where everyone's just drinking Ferrus Manus head wine.
That sounds...
He also does the same thing
What kind of party?
to what's it? Who's the guy with the hammer? Eidolon.
Yeah.
But
The first captain.
the first captain, and then Fabius Bile puts Eidolon's head back on his body.
Do you think...
Brings him back to life, but he's just super drunk all the time.
I was about to ask something, and then Escapade's kind of sit there. Do you think Games Workshop would retcon the deaths of these Primarchs to allow them to bring them back in 40k and sell more plastic
I don't
kits?
think they would.
You don't think they would?
I think they would because it's so ingrained in the Horus Heresy. Like the entire story arcs of Horus Heresy are based on these massive key points. Like that's like the penultimate moment of Istvan is the fight between Ferrus and that. Like if you got like the entire background to Iron Hands being moody basic bitches is just...
You don't like Iron Hands, do you?
I really hate them.
I put them on for the vote for the demi company
Yeah,
you're going
I
to
saw.
paint, and you were like, "Don't put Iron Hands on there. I don't want to paint Iron Hands."
They're just so...
So I took them off.
Like, they've got the cool kind of Iron Warriors, like, cog aesthetic on all of their stuff. And
I feel like if you went heavy kit bashing with Iron Hands, they could be quite cool.
I could make a cool kit bashed army,
Oh, could you?
but there's no soul to them.
I mean,
There are some good... Don't get me wrong, there are some good Iron Hands characters in Horus Heresy. Two.
Okay.
Oh, no, there's three. I take it, but there's
Oh,
three.
we got up already.
There's three Iron Hands characters that are good in Horus Heresy, and they're all in the same book, and they all die. Because story. There's basically there's a ship that escapes from Istvan as an Iron Hands ship, and it's got one salamander on it, who's an apothecary, and it's got one Raven Guard person, Jarokin. But there's basically a really, really crazy scientist, tech marine,
Yeah.
who nearly blows up the ship. He tries to kill what's the cheeks? Purple Man. My head's just gone to toilet. He tries to kill Peter Turbo
Peter Turbo, yeah.
and
The snail.
and what's his name?
Coronal Panic says, "I thought Joe loved black cogs. You slightly misheard the last word."
Yeah.
GW confusing everyone and bringing Horus back as a loyalist Primarch instead of Dawn, Vulcan or Russ. Yeah, I made a mistake. I done fucked up.
Technically,
Can Horus return or is he dead?
so he died and then he was brought back to life again as a clone. So basically, Fabulous Bill cloned Horus from Horus's dead body.
Why is Fabulous Bill one of the coolest lore characters ever? On the tabletop, he's just a bit shit.
He's all right now.
He's all right.
He's right. He's really good now at making other people better. He himself is shit.
Exactly.
But he is old man.
Yeah.
His most recent book's really good.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
A Good Guy Gone Bad. Isn't that all of the Chaos Legions? It's a Good Guy Gone Bad, isn't that all of the Chaos Legions? It is, yeah. Somehow Horus returned. I don't know. I wouldn't. If GW saw an opportunity to sell 1 million fucking plastic kits of Horus, I don't see them.
So basically,
turning it down.
they could just do what they did. So Abaddon has Horus's body and Horus's clone body on the the Vengeful Spirit. He's basically got both bodies on the Vengeful Spirit. So if Fabius Bill can get onto the Vengeful Spirit, he could get the bodies and reclone Horus.
So we'd have a clone of Horus.
He'd have a clone of a clone
Horus.
of a clone.
Yeah.
But he could do it.
But it wouldn't be Horus.
It wouldn't be Horus. It'd have the...
I just feel like
Games
as a company,
because of magic...
I just feel like as a company, if they get the opportunity to sell a ton of kits, they'll retcon fucking anything.
Yeah.
I think people need to probably come to terms with that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think Ferris is dead.
I don't want, by the way, for reference, I don't want them to go back on major lore moments that exist that set the scene. The reason why Abaddon is the way Abaddon is because of Horus and Horus's death, and all that. Like the reason why the Black Legion exists as they are is because of all those things. Yeah. So I don't want them to bring Horus back, Sanguinius back. I want to see them make the model.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be a playable character in 40k though. So
yeah, it's a shame you can't. It's a shame that you can't ally loyalist, like you can't ally Gilliman into Imperial armies anymore.
But he in himself, he had his throat cut by Fulgrim.
Yeah.
So he was dead.
Well, no, he was in stasis, so he wasn't dead. He was on the edge of death. He was edging 1,000 years.
When he had his throat cut in the heresy, did they tell you in the heresy that they didn't put him in stasis?
Well, he didn't. It wasn't cut during the heresy.
Right.
It was cut in the Scouring.
But how long has that narrative been out there?
10,000 years.
I mean, it hasn't because we've only been on the planet as humans
10,000 years. Yeah.
No, how long has that narrative been out there, Joe?
Oh, it's been around since Ultramarine. It's just been part of Ultramarine lore because he's just been stored on Macragge. He's basically who's that guy in the Kremlin? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Right.
Chat, who's the guy in the Kremlin? It's basically him. They're like, he's in storage. Yeah. In case we need him again. In case the Cold War starts, you know?
But he was as good as dead. Like, he was never going to return. He had his throat cut. Same as the lion.
Yeah.
Asleep under the rock.
Yeah, but then Games Workshop didn't retcon it. They fixed it by bringing in a bunch of characters that never existed.
Yeah.
Like, how do we solve a problem? Invent new characters.
Yeah.
Get it fixed.
Lenin.
And then, thank you, Lenin. And then the internet's just kind of carried that. And now Eldar Cat Lady is basically Gilliman's like sexy big booby elf wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. This is what I'm saying. I feel like the writers that write 40k narrative and lore are good enough to come up with, if they go to the right people, to come up with a narrative that you could believe for majority of Primarchs to return in 40k.
Yeah.
We do hit some walls, I think, with Ferrus Manus, with Horus, with Sanguinius, and the other one that people mentioned, Kurz, I think they said. We do hit some walls there with those, but I don't think it's beyond GW to find a way of bringing them back to 40k. Yeah. I also saw someone say earlier, actually, I'm not sure who it was, it might have been Escape, who said earlier, Primarchs don't belong in 40k, like Titans don't. And although I'm inclined to agree, I feel like part of the problem 40k faces nowadays has happened since 7th edition and the introduction of Flyers and Titans. And I think that the game, a 2,000 point strike force skirmish type tabletop game that represents a portion of a wider battlefield worked until you started bringing in Titans and planes, and you're like, I've got three units of ground troops and everything else is a giant war machine. Kind of doesn't really fit. I get, but it's not going to go anywhere. Go away. That being said, as a person who plays both Dark Angels and World Eaters, I fucking love playing with a Primarch.
I don't have a Primarch model and I want one.
You have Abaddon.
I've got Abaddon, yeah.
Which until this edition was like playing with a Primarch model.
Yeah, until Games Workshop were like, he's a Terminator captain. He just hits harder, but he's also got a real glass chin.
Yeah, they went from him being impossible to kill almost to you just look at him and he dies.
Yeah, thing is though, like if you put him in a 1-to-1 fight with new Mephiston, right? If he goes first, he murders Mephiston. It doesn't matter how many feel no pains Mephiston makes. Mephiston dies because of all their wounds. But Mephiston just straight murders Abaddon in combat. A 70-point Judica kills Abaddon.
Yeah, my Master of Executioners doesn't really fear him.
No. Abaddon's biggest weakness is sub 100-point characters with precision. Super annoying.
Yeah, I've always, like, this is slightly off topic, but I've always looked at Flyers, Knights, Giant Primarchs and thought they probably don't belong in 2,000-point games.
No,
I still want the models. The models are, like, I love Knight models. I love the fucking Heresy Knight models. Some of the Flyers are cool as shit. I love the Eldar Flyers. I love the Wraith Knight. I love Angron and the Lion, and I don't mind the Guilliman model too much. I don't love the Mortarion. I like Magnus. They're all cool as shit, but I feel like those models in 2,000-point games, it's like we say this. We said this a number of times before. I'll say it again. Factorum, when we used to go there for GTs frequently, just after Abaddon came out in 9th edition.
Yeah.
Like 22 Chaos Armies, 19 Abaddons at one tournament.
Yeah, and they weren't just Chaos. That was World Eaters, Death Guard, and Thousand Suns all had Abaddon.
And Chaos Knights.
Yeah.
Everything Chaos had Abaddon.
Yeah.
19 Abaddons.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, I don't know. I know a GT in a tournament isn't about narrative, but like having Knight Titans deploying to 2,000-point battlefields doesn't sort of make a lot of sense to me personally. And I feel like it often creates quite the skew. So it gets to a point where if you're clever with what your target selection, you can get to a point where you're like, cool, my opponent now can't kill Angron.
Yeah. Well, there's
good.
Yeah, it's diminishing returns fighting Angron, because if Angron comes back, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but even without him coming back, if you like, it's not just Angron, it's like a Knight Titan as well. You bring a Knight Titan and you come up against a Space Marine player and you go, we've got 2 units with big glass cannons. They're both dead now, so now you can't kill my Knight.
Yeah.
Cool. GG's.
Yeah, I think they used to be down the road to us, like in Eastleigh. They run events, not tournaments. They ran events. So, and they split it into Imperium, Chaos, Xenos. And if they have one-off named characters in an army, when you buy your ticket, you select one named character to take in your army, and that means that no one else can take it.
I like that.
Yeah.
We should do some stuff like that with Hobby House.
Yeah, so it means that if there's 2 World Eaters players, one can have Angron, one can have Khan.
And then neither can have Lord Invocatus.
And
because he's also named character.
Yeah. But it basically means that, like, there's only going to be one Abaddon. There's only one Guilliman, you know? I really like that.
Anyway, we're half hour in. Time to jump into the chat. I've seen a couple of gifteds come up, but not loads. Yeah. ! Gift chat if you want to support the channel. The best way to support the channel is gifted memberships or memberships. If you're a grey name, you can become a member all by yourself. ! Gift or ! Member. Yeah. If, however, you want us to talk about something you want to talk about right now, it's a cheeky super chat.
I think if we were going to do like narrative events, I think I'd like to do similar to that. Like you can only bring the one named character, and it's ticket locked, but like your army kind of has to be representative of that character's bodyguard. So if you bring Abaddon, that's 30 Terminators and Chosen, you know, like the elite.
Yeah, you don't have to bring 30 Terminators.
You don't have to bring 30.
You theme it that way.
Yeah, like I bought Abaddon and 100 cultists and a mishmash of other stuff. You're like Khan's going to come with loads of berserkers kind of thing.
Yeah.
Guilliman's going to come with like blade
Khan. I keep talking about Angron Khan just because I'm super into my World Eaters right now.
So, thank you, Dave B. He says, question then, how do I not finish last at this tourney on Saturday with my guard? Tip 1 is to read the friggin' rules. Just give me your tips.
Tip 2, win the first game and then drop.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Dave, that's a hard one to answer with guards.
Don't be too aggressive turn 1 and 2 in movement. And use cheap infantry to screen out.
Well, I feel like since the tournament's this weekend, Joe, he's probably already submitted his list.
Yeah.
So it's too late to tell him what
Well,
you
we don't
take.
know what his list is.
No.
Another tip.
Just have fun, Dave.
Take deodorant, drink a lot of water.
I'm going to counter your point. Who cares if you come last?
Yeah.
If you play 5 games against 5 good opponents and you have fun every single time and you lose all 5 games, who cares if you come last?
Yeah,
Who gives a shit?
Don't be a sheep, Don't follow everyone.
Yeah. Just charge them with all of your guard all the time. They'll never expect it.
Kravis Panda. He says, Emperor's Children coming with a U. What's new there?
We
they're, like we knew they've been coming for a while. Emperor's Children doing very well at
No,
events
it's a play on words, Jay.
I know, I get.
Yeah.
Because they've been coming for a while. Noise Marines are really good. I like Noise Marines because you just go sustained hits fight.
When Emperor's Children come out as a faction,
Yeah.
you can do them. I'm not really bothered.
Can't wait.
Well, I say that now without seeing the models.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I will fight you.
No, you'll do the releases always, because I won't get it done in time.
And because I've been like really wanting to start Emperor's
Also,
Children.
there's no point you fighting me. You might as well not get further injured.
Oh no, I'd use a car.
Your car.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll just be there waiting.
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Meow."
Yeah, you'll be like, hang on, I've got to take you to the garage.
Yeah. Yeah. I just set fire to it.
Yeah.
I'll be sit in my car. I'll wait here. Thank you, Thomas Reid, for becoming a Hussar.
All by yourself?
Yeah.
What a legend. Thanks, man. What a hero.
Kazera says, Lorgar as the Pope of Chaos Undivided, leading unstoppable crusade until he's stopped by Murderbird Corax. Basically, Corax, after Istvan, basically just stalked Lorgar.
Is Lorgar alive?
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the narrative now, in the 40k narrative, in the Dawn of Fire series.
If they bring Lorgar back,
Working around in the background.
you can have Emperor's Children, I'll have Word Bearers.
Yes,
Because I
fine.
know how much you don't like the Word Bearers.
What are your boots, mate?
Fucking love Word Bearers.
Yeah. Like,
Love
because there is
Word-bearers.
an argument to get, if word bearers get flushed out, because all of their named characters are still going.
Oh, so Erebus.
Yeah. You all of them.
If they bring back an
Who's
Erebus,
Terminator,
Jay?
man? Old man Terminator.
Oh, fuck.
Old Rusty Dave, or his name?
Yeah.
Krusty. Old Liver Spots. What's his name?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's still going.
Core
Pharaon,
Pharaon.
yeah.
Thank you. I was like, I know what you're talking about. I couldn't remember it. Rusty Dave, Core Pharaon. Close.
Yeah. Thank you, Stick Monkey. Says, controversial, possibly, but we don't need more loyalist Primarchs back. Even as an Imperial fanboy, I prefer Chaos Primarchs.
I feel like, yes, I agree. So I saw this thing on social media recently, on Facebook I think it was, on some group, and they were debating like, it's not fair. Chaos have got 3. If they get a 4th one, I'm like, what? I don't understand this fair bollocks that exists.
Yeah.
Look how many data sheet Space Marines have got.
Yeah.
They've got more data sheets than if you combine Death Guard, Thousand Sons, World Eaters, and Chaos Space Marines combined. Like,
Yeah.
so there's no fair there anyway. Like, It doesn't exist. But I feel like, especially when it's big demon Primarchs, Chaos having that big terrifying centerpiece and then some line infantry makes more sense than the Imperium having. And that's why, if you think about Gulliman and the Lion, they're just infantry models essentially. I mean, I know they got Monster, but they're infantry models realistically.
Yeah, they're a bit bigger.
You're not quite a centerpiece when you compare it to Angron, Mortarion, or Magnus. I'm with you, Sean, if I'm honest with you. I don't care for seeing loads of Loyalist Primarchs return. I love the idea of Loyalist forces trying to tear down the big demon Primarch. Yeah. But then I'm also a person who wants a Legionnaire to be worth 2 Space Marines.
Yeah.
Not at the same points, obviously, but only because a Legionnaire is corrupted and tainted by the war.
Yeah, it's kind of like you want Chosen profile to be a Legionnaire profile, and then Chosen to get a new profile.
And if you look at, like, if you listen to the narrative that exists nowadays, and you see, like, a Death Guard Space Marine, it'll take 3 Space Marines to pull him down.
Yeah.
Because the blessings of Nurgle, the power of the warp, and how corrupted he is.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see, I don't know if they ever will, but I'd like to see that kind of representation on the tabletop. Khorne Berserkers are just Space Marines with an extra strength and an extra melee attack.
I said earlier, like, Khorne Berserkers are just slightly worse Assault Intercessors.
Yeah, that's the problem as well, worse. Yeah. So Khorne Berserkers, blessed by Khorne, and powered by the warp, and they're not as good as Assault Intercessors. They're even worse than Blood Angels Assault Intercessors. Significantly worse.
Oh,
A Blood
wow.
Angel's Assault Intercessor is stronger than a Cornate Berserker. That's wrong. They should at least be the same. That's wrong, in my opinion.
Well, I like them being better.
Of course you do. You play Blood Angels.
I know, it's so much fun.
And that's why Corn Berserkers sit in a place at the moment where arguably they're just ablative words for ablative wounds of Master of Executions and for Khan.
Yeah.
And even Khan's not that terrifying. Khan, who was like thought for a while to be borderline immortal, because every time they thought they killed him, he popped up somewhere, right? And now you look at him with a fucking couple of bolt guns, and he's dead.
Oh, got crab in my
He's
leg.
got 5 wounds or something at toughness 4. It's pathetic.
Oh, need more.
So I think you need to swell. You'll never quite, as we've said this a million times, you'll never quite fully represent the narrative on the tabletop because it's impossible. Because you'd end up with one custodian guard, wouldn't you? Pulling down a whole demon army.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could do a little bit more with chaos at least. And I say this as a predominantly chaos fanboy.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Joe and I are an everything fanboy. Chaos, Imperium, and fucking Xenos for that matter. But
I really like
cock.
and Primarchs. I like centerpiece models though. I want.
Yeah,
big,
no,
cool
absolutely.
stuff.
Which is why AOS does it so well.
Yeah, it's because it's like I get a cool name character that's massive.
Yeah.
I get to paint this cool dude. Like the Sanguinor being massive now. I love it. He's great. He turns up and Dante's massive now.
Are you bringing the Sanguinor tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, bitches.
Although annoyingly, his special ability doesn't count as heroic intervention
But
anymore.
as loyalist Space Marines, right, you have access to the best centerpiece model anyone can get. The Hammerfall bunker.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, the one that can't deep strike, despite that's what happens in Space Marine.
Yeah, and then they go into it and get much better equipment.
Yeah. Yeah. New rule mechanic, if you drop a Hammerfall bunker on the tabletop, it gets deep strike, and if you walk in an intercessor, it comes out as a blade gun.
Yeah. Yeah, you could stand assault intercessors without jump packs next to it, and then the next turn they've got
Jump packs.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Carry on. By the way, Sean, yeah, I agree.
Although I am tempted to get a fancy knight for my Imperial stuff.
What sort of fancy knight?
Like a Cerastus version.
A Lancer.
Yeah.
For Blood Angels.
Yeah, I think I just like the idea of having something big and cool.
I've got a couple of Cerastus that you can have.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah.
But there's not. It's not the Lancer because that's at home. There's the Castigator or the other one, the Flame dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got one of each of those unbuilt.
Yeah.
In my secret pile that's just for Liam.
Yeah. I want to add the Flamer one to Chaos because he's cool. He's like a cool Chaos one because it's the big Flamer.
I like that for Wild Eaters. Yeah.
Yeah. God damn it. I guess I'll do the sword one then. I suppose.
Well, we could get more.
Yeah. I think the Flamer one is the most chaos out of them because kill, main, burn. You know? It's like, fire.
The Lancer's so good.
The
though.
Lancer is a baller, but you've already like half built molested yours.
Yeah, he's not half built. He's fully built with all the armor plates off.
Yeah.
You just have to respray the bits I've already painted.
Yeah. Get that table worthy.
But it is, like, it wouldn't take you long because it's all built and base coated.
Yeah.
Wouldn't take you long at all.
Anybody do that? Just steal the Lancer off you.
He's an easier build as well than the others because the others have got like fucking ammo change, which like a million
Yeah,
pieces.
I don't mind that though. I think the sword one would be really good for like Templars or Dark Angels. And then the spear one goes to like Blood Angels.
What do you do though? Do you pick a knightly household and paint them all the knightly household colours?
Yeah.
Yeah? Or do you paint them all bespoke for the army they're going into?
I don't like So what happens is they have their own heraldry because they are knights, right? Because they come from a knightly household, so they have their own heraldry. But when they go and join other armies, they will have that army's like icon on their armor. So you have like Imperial Knights that have like a Blood Angel symbol, a Templar symbol, like different like Guard regiment symbols on their like tabards and stuff to show who they've worked with.
Okay,
That's what you want. You want. So we could have all 4 of the Cerastus versions, and they've all got a symbol from every army
that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And you want the fire one for your chaos?
Yeah. Because fire.
you want which one do you want first? Which one do you want out of the three first?
I think the Flamer one to start off with, because then it makes the Chaos Army a bit more fun to play with, and then you can run him in Wild Eaters, and we could.
Chat, if we hit 100 members this stream, I'll go out the back in a minute and I'll go and get him the Flamer one and hand it to him.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. Love it.
Just for you. 100 members on this stream, Joe gets £100 night to paint. So he's openly said on stream he wants as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Thomas Reed. It says, Dawn being an Alpha Legion prisoner for the first 10,000 years, tortured for killing Alfaris, escapes freed by the king in yellow, joins the Templars, not the Fist, and leads them all into Nihilus.
Love it. I'm into it.
Yeah. And
I feel like Dawn could get some real fucking angry character there, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Give him some real...
He nearly turns to Khorne in the Heresy.
Does he?
Yeah.
Which book?
The last two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Very... Basically, the storyline, you think that it's going to be like... He's going to go and fight the Emperor. Basically, Khorne's trapped him in a little pocket universe.
Oh, okay.
And he's like trying to turn him. It's a really good story.
I'm into
It's
it.
also incredibly boring part of the story, but like the consequences of it could have been really, really cool, but it never happened. But him coming back would be mega. And then obviously Pridder's just flopping his dick on the table.
His big dick out, yeah, with the big one. Thanks, Pridders. Love you, mate. He's done that like 3 times now for Abaddon.
That's the first monthly payment, I suppose, of Abaddon.
No, it's £157 for Abaddon for monthly payment. The first one's 300 and something.
Yeah, so that's like most of the first.
Well, YouTube takes 70%, remember?
Oh, yeah, then the tax
YouTube
man
takes 30%,
yeah.
and the taxman takes a bit, yeah. Remember?
Just PayPal, it'll be fine. Thank you, Grimwich Bun. Says, Alfaris and Omegon return and the Alpha Legion have a split, so can be run as both loyal and traitor. That'd be cool.
I'm into it.
Like, there used to be rules for the Fallen, didn't there?
They did, yes.
That I really like, because like Cypher could turn up and just like join. But the problem is their rules were like, they were cool enough that you could run them and they wouldn't be shit. But the problem is they were both worse than all elite Space Marine units and all elite Chaos Space Marine units, but slightly better than Legionnaires. And it was just like, meh. But yeah, I missed that kind of lore. Thank you, Croskini,
Cryokinesis, fucking Jesus.
Jobbly Wobbly, for 1 gift membership.
I'm sorry, he murders your names every time.
Thank you,
That's
Evan.
part what you're paying for.
Lore chat. Love this stuff. This is what keeps me in 40k. That, and you're too deep. I'm too invested at this point.
Always falling back on lore stuff is fun to talk about, I think. I often find. And I'll be straight up, chat, as well. I've said this before, that this isn't news to most people. My primary reason for playing 40k was never lore. My primary reason for playing 40k was Beer Hammer and Garage Hammer and having a laugh with mates. I didn't really know the narrative very well. And then I started to learn the narrative. Then I got into tournaments and competitive 40k. And then I got it properly into narrative 40k afterwards. So it was kind of third tier for me originally. Yeah. I don't know the lore anywhere near as well as Joe does. I've read a number of books. I've listened to a number of audio books. I sometimes start on new ones, but it's not the thing that I really, 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 really fucking love. I quite like setting these chats up on Liam and Joe shows just because I know how much you know and I learn shit.
Basically, it means that he just gets to not really have to talk much and just let me do it.
But I genuinely am fascinated by some of what you come out with because I'm like, well, when did that happen?
Yeah.
How's that a thing? I think it's interesting.
There's a great YouTube series that was called If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device.
Yeah.
And Dawn comes back as a Centurion in that, but everyone treats him like a baby.
Was that done by the Brother Alpha Booster channel or whatever it was called? Yeah. I've seen that, yeah.
That was a great series.
It was good.
Thank you, Schooner. Hope you guys are feeling better anyways. You've stopped pooing.
I mean...
It's good.
I
mean, not completely. It still smells. But.
Yes. Tuesday afternoon was wildly uncomfortable after I ate that fucking dodgy duck wrap.
Yeah.
Which I've determined that's what the problem was.
Yeah.
There was many bathroom breaks before I went home. I then went home and had a couple more.
Yeah.
Went to bed relatively early, slept for like 9 hours straight, woke up feeling like my kidneys had been punched. So I'm 99.9% sure it was just light food poisoning. Happens sometimes. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, Joe still got a touch of man flu.
Yeah, basically my man flu triggered my bird lungs and so I got the inhaler back out again now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have that forever now.
Maybe.
Just crappy crappy bird.
But I mean, it's flu season, mate. There's a lot of people sick right now.
Oh, there's so many people ill at the moment.
You know.
Thank you, printers. If Hero Hammer was still a thing, then people would be less tempted to run named characters. Bring back the Smash Captain.
Yeah, agree.
There's a problem. The Smash Captain is just not as good as he used to be.
The Smash Captain just kind of doesn't really exist. So Hero Hammer, where you used to be able to take a generic character, give it a warlord trait, give it a relic, do this, do that, and go, here you go. Actually, he's actually quite a beefcake now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kit bash this special model to represent this magical dude that I've made in my army that I really love, and I'm going to give him some background and some narrative. And I could take Calgar.
Yeah.
Or I could take this Smash Captain that I've kit bashed and built and all this sort of stuff.
Or I could take the guy that gives me loads of special rules and free command points, which is Calgar in it. And it's just like...
Well, at the moment, Calgar is an auto take over.
Auto-take. Yeah, the problem is there's too many named characters that are auto takes. If captains gave your army a command point instead of being able to use a stratagem for free, I think that would be better.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm with him though. I feel like Hero Hammer has gone from 10th, and I miss Hero Hammer. And I miss making super cool characters. But I still feel like Hero Hammer should only exist in certain armies. I don't want to create some dude who goes around kicking dicks who's in the guard, because that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Or even in the Eldar, for that matter.
I think the problem is they could fix Hero Hammer quite easily with Chaos Space Marines, Eldar, Space Marines and stuff. And the problem is that weapon loadouts are locked to the characters in weird mixtures. So, like, the Space Marine Captain could take a Power Fist, a Chainsword, Power Sword. They can't take a Chainsword. Don't do the so a Power Sword and a Power Fist combined with a Plasma Pistol, Inferno Pistol, Bolt Pistol, right? Or he can have a Power Sword, Heavy Bolt Pistol, and a Storm Shield, right? Well, why don't you just go, you can just take what you want. You can have a Power Fist and a Storm Shield.
But I also want there to be,
pistol.
the other thing I want them to do, this is a challenge actually, this isn't me criticising GW at the moment now, because this is a challenge, but I also want them to be able to build a character building system that means that anyone who plays Blood Angels doesn't then suddenly turn up with the same character. Because all too often in the previous editions you go, that relic, that warlord trait, no matter what. It's just the best combination. And then you're like, and then you've got your Smash Captains, and everybody that comes to the table has got the same fucking Smash Captain. And I like me and a couple of my mates, when we used to play just for casual, he'd be like, I've taken that relic because of this narrative reason. Like, oh, it's not the best relic. But then that was better. That was better when relics were points. Because it's like, well, that's the best relic, but it's fucking 40 points. And I haven't got 40 points.
That's like enhancements are now relics, not because relics, well, they're not free. It's just super weird. I don't get it. What I really like about your chapter
my
master,
computer's going off over there. What's going on?
What I like about the chapter master style characters and Primarchs, so like Angron and stuff and Abaddon, they've all got choose one of these three options in the command phase. Go back to the good old days where you could only have one captain, you could only have one chapter master, but all the captains have a pick one of three options. So this turn you can have a stratagem for free, or this turn he has a reroll or hits aura, or this turn he has a leadership one. So it means that captains are much more versatile, but they're more effective on the table. Just make captains great again.
Just make I miss Hero Hammer. And then the only way you really get to play Hero Hammer nowadays is by chucking an Angron on the table or a lion on the table or whatever.
Well, the thing is, like,
not Seth though anymore.
Not Seth. No. But like, we were having this discussion earlier. Like Blood Angels now, the biggest trap for Blood Angels players is having too many characters on the table because they're all great. They're all cool.
22 captains win.
I was tempted to do it tonight against Adam.
No, I don't think so.
But I want to show off the other stuff.
I think 22 captains gets beat by that Custodes list quite easily. To be fair.
Although if you charge one Custodes unit with 4 captains, he has to split attacks. And one Custodes can't kill a captain. Or he can if he rolls perfectly and the Blood Angels captain rolls terrible. But it is doable. Thank you, Leland Russ. World Eaters need Angron.
I don't...
What? So, World Eaters need generic captain, generic Terminator captain,
Yeah, but what Josh is saying is, currently to work on the tabletop, they need Angron. I don't know.
Isn't it you take Angron or you take 18 8-bound?
I don't know about need. I think I prefer playing World Eaters with him in, because I think he offers you something on the tabletop. He's a bullet magnet you can bring back, which is incredible if that works. Need is strong. I reckon I could build a couple of World Eaters lists that work without him. Whether they're as good is questionable. But when you think about the fact that he's a 400-point sink, you can get a couple of Forge Fiends or Mauler Fiends to that points. You can get 2 Demon Princes in there for those points.
Yeah.
You can get 18 8-bound, and 8-bound are fucking incredible for similar points, or not too similar points. You take a fucking Lord of Skulls.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't come back, but he's also slightly tougher to kill.
Yeah.
He's got damage output at range as well. His melee is almost always more efficient as well, because he hits 5. He's got 5 attacks, although he doesn't get reroll hits like Angron does, and he doesn't hit on 2s. He hits on 3s. He's flat 8 damage.
Yeah.
So I think Need is strong, but I do think they're better with him in. To be honest, Need is perhaps too strong a word though.
Yeah. Rambo says, "Or one name character per army." I don't think they ever will.
I'm into that though,
because Games Workshop likes making money.
But
what did you do when you started Ultramarines?
I put Calgar. I bought all the name characters.
Every name character.
I bought all the name characters immediately. Yeah. But that was more for the collection than the list.
I know, but at the same time, you'd be like, "Well, there's no point buying all name characters if I can only run one, because I'll just bring the best one."
I don't think that's right. I have no intent of running Gullyman, and I bought him because he's the Ultramarines Primarch. I think that most people, like the majority of people out there that are hobbyists and collectors and war gamers rather than competitive gamers, would still buy all the named characters for the collection rather than because they can field them all at once. I like the concept of one named character. I really like the concept of one named character per army. But then I go back to World Eaters, and you look at the characters that World Eaters have. They've got Angron named character, Khan named character, Lord Invocatus named character, and they've got Juggernaut Lord, Master of Executions. See, they would need to have more.
Yeah, it's like World Eaters for some reason are the only army in the game that has a mounted character, a mounted generic character that can join infantry.
Yeah. So I feel like you can go, like if you were to go World Eaters, then get, and I'm using them as an example, one because it's what we were talking about, but two because it's the one that's hot on my mind right now. If World Eaters get World Eaters Chaos Lord, and they get World Eaters this and World Eaters that, you give me like 3 other character options, and then you tell me one name character.
Yeah, because there's no unnamed Chaos, or there's no unnamed World Eaters characters apart from the Executions and the Guard of Juggernaut Lord, means that there's no World Eaters warbands out there.
Yeah.
Because who's leading them?
Exactly. Just Lords and Juggernauts, Joe. Every Chaos Lord's got Juggernaut.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Having a Chaos Lord or Juggernaut is one of my... having a World Eaters Chaos Lord or Juggernaut is one of my favourite things in the world. One of my first ever Chaos models was the Metal Lord on Juggernaut. The one that was like a solid... Like if you threw it at someone, you'd kill him.
Yeah.
It was so heavy.
Put it in a Zoc.
Yeah. Pathetic little model now.
Yeah. But I think, like, I want the Juggalos in Chaos Space Marines, because that's where they used to be as well. But I was like, I just love the idea of a Juggalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Gigolo. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I take your point, Josh, but I don't think they need. I think they're definitely better with. I don't think they need him, though.
Thank you, Kazera says, Joe, are you suggesting taking the Regiment of Renown system from AOS for Primarch models, fixed attachments, and ally lists? That'd be cool. So you can either run Ultramarines and you can just take the characters you want, or you have a Regiment of Renown where you go, I'm taking Blood Angels, but here is Calgar Blade Guard in a unit of 6 Blade Guard. Or here is Azrael in a unit of, what they're called.
Do you like random skew lists though? So we were talking earlier, right? And I was like, you can run Angron, and then you can run a Khorne Lord of Skulls, and you can run a Chaos Rampager in a single list.
Yeah.
And what you can also do, I think Tom said, that someone ran Angron and 2 Lords of Skulls.
Yeah.
And then you have a roughly 500, 600 points left for infantry to do the rest of your army. I do kind of love the weird things that people can come up with at tournaments.
Yeah, I really like it.
By going, take what the fuck you want. I do kind of like it. I don't want every list to be that list.
No.
But there's that one person that turns up with the weird thing. You're going, that is fucking bonkers, and I kind of love it. When I was at Beachhead 2 years ago, a friend of mine, Toby, this is before 10th edition, he turned up 3 Wraith Knights, 2 Wraith Lords, a Wraith Seer, I think it was his army.
Yeah.
Fucking cool as shit. Cool as shit.
It's really good.
But I mean, it wasn't a particularly good list. Didn't do much winning.
No.
It's cool as hell.
Yeah, it gets the games done relatively quickly. You don't have to remember as much, makes it a bit more streamlined.
I just mean, it's just really weird. Like, we're in this really weird place where, on the one hand, I want a little bit more restriction, like Force Org charts. On the other hand, I do love seeing those weird skew lists. And I don't know how we fix that problem. But hey.
Thank you, 6.5k Joe Academy for 5 gifted memberships.
I don't even read the 6.5k bit out anymore.
Okay, I hope that the next meal that you go out for comes with complimentary garlic bread.
And it's succulent.
Just as much garlic bread as you can eat.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a big fan of I don't go very often because it's really expensive. The Pizza Hut buffet.
I don't like Pizza Hut.
It's not as good as it's gone downhill a bit. Like the pizzas, like when you've like spent the last few years eating Domino's and then you go to Pizza Hut and you're like, where's the pizza? I've got a base and there's some toppings
What's
on
this
it.
lukewarm
But
piece of shit?
buffet garlic bread. It's basically all you can eat garlic bread.
I need to talk to you about food anyway. Not now, we're on it, but yeah.
Okay.
On Halloween Day, Luce wants to go for food in town.
Me.
Did she message you?
She told me that Ben missed me.
There's a place in town called A Thing. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
We went there the other day when the kids were at my folks, and it's an all-you-can-eat global buffet. It's fucking incredible. It's so good.
So you can have a succulent Chinese meal.
You pay £14, £16, no, maybe it was £22. Pay 20 quid, I reckon, roughly, right, per person. Crack on.
I remember I went to...
Oh my God.
What?
It was just good.
Yeah.
There's a chocolate fountain there, Jay.
I thought that you were responding to me saying I went to, like, oh my God, another story. I went to an all-you-can-eat Chinese restaurant in Taunton once.
Did you?
And it was fucking dead. There was no one in there, right? So it was lunchtime. I went in there and we bought our food. And then once we'd finished, obviously there's some food left on our plates. They then charged us more for every item of food that was left on our plate. I was like, what the hell is this?
I've heard of that before, though.
Yeah, and I was like, and they're like, it's food wastage. I was like, yeah, but I've paid for it.
Yeah.
Because the stipulation is it's all I can eat, but all I can fit on a plate belongs to me.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't matter if I leave any.
So this place in town, it's like you've got an hour slot.
Yeah.
So there's your table, you've got an hour, off you go, crack on.
It's like a challenge.
What's this place called? Friday Night for the Faith Spearhead. I'll find out what it's called. You need to book it. The problem is, though, Sean, is knowing how many people's going to come because you have to book it. It's very popular. It's very busy. We walk past it when we go to the... I can't remember what it's called. I'll find out what it's called. But yeah, it's...
Are we not telling them because then...
No, I can't remember the name
random
of it.
people will turn up.
But they don't know when we're going to go. I said Halloween Day, but they don't know when we're going to go. But yeah.
Is it themed on large feet people?
Luce was like, who's doing the Halloween Day stream? I was like, me, Joe, and Paddy. She's like, oh, good. Okay, let's do this food thing then.
I'm sad that Mr. the Peachy's not coming.
I didn't ask him. He's come enough, Joe, already.
Yeah, but it's Peachy, isn't it? I'm gonna message him. Be like, Halloween.
He was also planning to come down the weekend before for the Famed Spearhead event.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but it's
a long way from Derby, Joe.
It's half term.
Cosmo, that's the one.
Cosmos
is the one. Thanks, Stephen.
It's half term on Halloween.
It's irrelevant. Oh. It's still fucking Derby.
No, bro.
That Cosmos is amazing, though, Jay.
Yeah.
I'll take
Not
the Cosmo.
Peachy, though, is it?
Fuck. I don't know which one I'd take, Cosmo or Peachy.
Yeah.
It was good food as well in there.
Yeah, but Peachy makes a mean cup of tea.
Good. This is all right, yeah.
Also, brings the numbers.
I mean, he does, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, like if he came, we could then pay to go for...
Actually brings the numbers as well. Like
yeah.
Eddie, he claims he brings the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, Peachy...
They don't want you to have the night either. They've done like 40 members, I reckon. You need to turn that screen and have a look. You don't have to. You can stay there if you want to.
Right. Thank you, Evan Tominello, for 1 gift of membership. Thank you, Kenneth Evans, for 1 gift of membership.
Thank you,
Lehman Russ says, Games Workshop hates chaos. I don't think Games Workshop hates chaos.
I think they don't know what to do with them.
I don't think the 40. I just don't think the 40k team, because the chaos in Old World, chaos in Age of Sigmar, great armies. How they've managed to make the AOS armies that have humans in it, you can run pure demons and still have fun. Really, really good. I just don't think the 40k team knows how to handle chaos properly, because they're like they design the Imperium first. Good guy Space Marines get everything, and they're like, well, how do we make Chaos Space Marines like Space Marines but different? So we'll give them different rules that are much worse.
The issue I have, I just don't feel like they know how to correctly make Chaos Space Marines feel chaos and different enough to normal Space Marines.
Yeah.
And they've made some fundamental changes that don't make sense to me. Like the fact that Chaos can't take drop pods is a stupid decision.
I don't like the fact that only one detachment works on Chaos Marks. Why don't all detachments?
Yeah.
I feel like the sustained hits, lethal hits should be detachment locked, and then the Chaos Marks works across the board.
Army wide. Yeah, I like that.
And then depending on what detachment is your bonus you get. So one detachment gives you sustained hits on 5s, lethal hits on 5s, depending on your god. But then another detachment goes, Sinesh get fight first, Nurgle +1 toughness, Khorne +1 attack.
But there's weird things, like they don't get drop pods, they don't get Redeemers, they don't get Crusaders, which is odd. And you know what? You want Space Marines to still have things that Chaos don't have? You've got all your Primaris vehicles.
Yeah.
So we've got Demon Engines, you've got Primaris vehicles. Cool.
Yeah.
But what I also hate is the fact that and this, like, so Storming Fish says 40k Chaos doesn't have an identity other than Imperium, but Chaos.
Yeah.
And that's true when you buy a Chaos Predator or a Chaos Land Raider. And what happens is you open the box, what is in there is a Predator or a Land Raider and one sprue of spikes. Yeah. It's just not very Chaos. Or even the gun updates for the muzzles on last cannons on the Land Raiders are fucking embarrassing, quite frankly. So I don't even bother buying the Chaos one. My Land Raider that I'm building for my World Eaters is quite literally a World Eater. It's quite literally a Spartan Land Raider, and I've bought World Eaters doors for the sides.
Yeah, I think I was pretty sure there used to be a Chaos Thunderhawk, but there isn't anymore.
You might want to look at that membership total, Jay. Pridders has just flopped his dick out after the red one a second time. He's obviously had time to recover. His balls have refilled. He's gone for a second set of strokes. 50 gifted memberships from Pridders!
It's not on the thing.
Well, scroll. What do you mean? Click on it. It's not hard. You know how to work this thing. You've done it. It's been your job for a couple of years.
I'm not left-handed. This is a horrible mistake. 62.
It's going to go up, though, because he's just dropped 50.
64, Zulane. 66?
Pridders, thank you for 50 gifted, you fucking hero. We'll have to see what that settles.
You. I hope, Pridders, that...
the next time she sucks it, she doesn't use teeth.
Yeah. Next time you go out, you meet a porn star that's having sex with all her fans, and you get to go first because you don't want to be number 50, do you? You know, you want to be at the front of the train, not the back of the train. Just realize you don't want to be third in the train either. You want to be number 1. You know, fresh baby wipes everywhere. You know, you all right? It's at 85 now. I just did 15. Then, yeah. I thought that was a good wish, actually.
85 is strong. There you go. Yeah. It's a maybe.
Thank you,
maybe, Jay.
Ola Bengston. I don't know what accent that was. I borrowed it from a shop, but I'll take it back. I would start word bearers if they got Erebus model and just yeet him solo up the table to get killed every game. I would start word bearers, ironically, just to do that.
I would start word bearers just because I'm like, I know how to beat Joe. Take Erebus, move him into somewhere where I don't care. He goes, everything goes and kills Erebus. I'm like, cool.
Every game is a moral victory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't care if I lost. Every game, Erebus must die.
Well, I mean, not care if you're losing is probably a pretty good mantra for you nowadays.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like everybody. It's like catch the pigeon game.
It's a little bit, yeah. They were on stream the other night asking how many gifted to get Luce to come on stream to beat you. So the whole team has the playable team, that is. So Paddy, Bron, me, and then Luce.
Thank you, Kermit's Panda says I adore Primarchs. They probably shouldn't be in 2K skirmishes between like 4 squads of lads. I don't know.
I'm really torn because I like playing with them.
The thing is though, they're less impactful than a knight, right? Because the problem was that knights used to be, you had to ask your opponent if you could run it. Like if you turn up with a Baneblade or if you turned up with a knight, there was like this weird unwritten rule that Games Workshop had kind of written that they were like,
an unwritten rule that was written.
It was because it wasn't. I can't remember if it was actually official written rule or it was like a like designer's note kind of thing. Like ask your friend for permission to use this because they're quite strong and powerful. And then Games Workshop were like, people are buying this shit. Everyone can use knights. But it's like the planes were really really impactful, and then they just completely fucking yeeted them off. You know, as well. They were like, Games was like, planes too powerful, off they go. But now they've taken the restriction off planes again. I really want Valkyries.
I know you do.
I mean,
you really want everything all the time, Joe. Let's be honest.
I do, but I want to make. Now there's new Scions models. I want to make us like a cool elite Scion army.
Yeah, I'd be into that though.
Yeah.
Because current guard is a bit dull.
Yeah, I want Kassakin in Valkyries, and I want deep striking Scions, and then I want horses.
All berets.
Yeah.
Everyone with beret.
Horse wearing beret.
Everyone with berets.
Yeah.
All elite forces.
Horses dropped out of the back of Valkyries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With berets.
Yeah, you know when you see like those dogs.
Berets on the horses, not just the riders.
Yeah. Yeah, like beret on each hoof, you know? Every like horsetail like is literally got a tiny little beret on it. You know how you see like those dogs like strapped to the back of like proper elite operator types? I want like a rough rider infantryman with a horse like led down, strapped to its back, so he could like jump off the back of a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
It just drags him down. Splat.
Splat.
Yeah, it'd be fun though. I've got Thunderbolts as well.
How are we talking about Thunderbolts and fucking drop troops when his super chat was about Primarchs?
Because he doesn't think they should be in 2K games. And what I was saying is that like they bought things like knights, they bought things like planes into the game, and they're super impactful. And now they're kind of too big for the situation because the game has got like the table's got smaller. Because a 6x4 table in knight's fine because it's got a long way to go.
It's better, yeah.
When you take a foot off the table and you start 18 inches away from your opponent, it's quite scary.
Yeah, as we found out last Thursday, Joe, right?
Yeah. It's just like, poof, YOLO straight across the table. So I think like it's much more of a skirmish game now than it ever was, but there's more on the table. But Primarchs are smaller, singular models. So like the Chaos ones are bigger, but there's only one, and they work in a very specific kind of way.
Yeah, but
because they don't really have guns, they're mainly army buffers and close combat.
If you took knights as an ally, they're just a Primarch.
Yeah, 400
odd points.
Yeah, one knight is fine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, okay.
Army of knights.
I'm really torn as well because they've clearly gone down this line of named characters are super cool, and I think that's because in previous editions, named characters were just outperformed by generic characters with warlord traits and relics.
Yeah.
And so no one took named characters. And so now what they've done with 10th edition, they've given a lot of named characters a real purpose to be included, which I'm not against. But then means that everyone just takes all the named characters all the time. Yeah. And they're struggling to find this balance. They're getting there, I think slowly but surely, but they're struggling to find a balance. And I feel like that's perhaps points is the way they do it now. But I was thinking like the other day, do we do a non-named character game between us? I was like, it maybe gets a bit boring though. It's like captain, lieutenant, like, oh.
It's one of those weird things, because some armies just don't function without multiple captains.
I say there's too much on the table. AOS has shown me that 40k units should all cost 50% more. I think there is too much on the table right now. I'd agree with that.
Well, it's like someone said to you, Why does the Cities of Sigmar Marshal cost more points than Helbrecht?
Yep. Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Um,
I feel like you could increase the whole of 40k's points by 20%,
yeah.
and it still performs as a game.
Well, I wrote...
But the problem that 40k has also is, and I've seen this at 1,000-point games actually, interestingly, is at 1,000-point games, certain units then become too swingy.
Yeah.
So you take a certain unit in a 1,000-point game, you're like, cool, I win.
So I was at 1,200 points because I had to use the Codex points because the app's not updated. 20 Death Company Captain, Dante, Mephiston, Lamartes, 3 Sanguinary Guard was 1,200 points.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot of points. But that stuff on the table. Oh, and
A lot of models, you mean?
a lot of models for not many points.
Yes.
That should be 1,500 to 1,700 points.
Yeah.
And get some scout squads on. Like I should be in a position where in 1,200 points I've got Sanguinor, Dante, Lamartes, Astaroth.
Gary says just play 1750-point game. Do you remember in 7th edition, that was the standard game size?
8th edition went that way as well.
Was 8th edition
8th
still
edition
1750?
started to lean heavily into 1750 because we all kind of got to a stage in 8th edition when we were like 1750 points is the exact amount of the good stuff that you need. And then everyone was like, I've got 250 points of just stuff to fill a gap. Like, if we played 1750 now, Space Marine armies aren't going to have 3 units of assault intercessors in every single army with the jump packs because you go main characters and then you go other units assault intercessors because they're literally first. Boop boop boop. You're like, that's like 240 points. I don't care. That's nothing in my army. And then you go, cool.
Okay.
1750 could be
interesting discussion though.
good
I
place
think
to
it's,
go.
I'm really torn. On the one hand, I can see the argument for wanting to remove things like Primarchs and Knights. On the other hand, I fucking love running my Primarchs.
But because I always think Chaos Space Marines are massively... What you get in a Chaos Space Marine army compared to a Space Marine army is huge. To the point where I was like, if you took that 250 points off of the Space Marines, they could kind of look equal.
I don't mind you having more Space Marines than Chaos Space Marines if, like I said earlier, the Chaos Space Marines felt like they were warp infused.
Yeah.
Rather than feeling like they were just a Space Marine with a spike.
Yeah. Predator says, have we hit 100 gifted?
You don't say. You told them what we'd hit. Sean then gifted 10. If they can't do that math, they don't deserve anything.
Yeah, but don't you want them to gift more?
Of course I do.
Because you're like, we've only got 50.
But we're educational at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Predator so far. We've got 10 gifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you did was just make up for the lack of gifted on Tuesday for Liam and Joe Shea.
Thank you, Stick Monkey! For 1 gifted membership.
Yeah. For 1.
Yeah, just the 1.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brave Star. Brackets. Stew. Close brackets. Did you see the changes in the Knight's Xmas box? The big Knight doesn't get Canis Rex weapon sprues anymore. That's shit.
Doesn't he just get the Paladin and the Errant sprue? Is that what it is?
They need... It's a tiny sprue that has Canis Rex and his little gun on it.
But it's got... the Canis Rex sprue, doesn't that include all the stuff you need for the Warden?
No, Canis Rex is a separate sprue.
You
get the little man. The Canis Rex sprue is the same size as like the slightly bigger character sprues. Like the A5 ones.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a like. But is that because Canis Rex is too good?
I thought they only had the. I mean,
Also,
Canis Rex in that box makes it mad.
I'm going to be very upset. I know it's not going to be in there, but I know it's coming, and I'm going to be upset. Is that Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights? You shouldn't have more than double the amount of little knights to big knights. So 2 little knights for every big knight, because I want. No offense to you people, but people that run 12 baby knight armies need to punch in the face.
So my mate Lee was over yesterday because he bought that frigate for the Caradon that he'd painted.
Which is stunning, by the way.
And he's playing Chaos Knights at tournaments at the moment.
Yeah.
And he's dropped one of his big knights and put in some demons.
Yeah.
So Celeste and some demonettes and stuff, which is cool. I'm fine with that as allies, that's cool. And he was playing Ben, And he was like, Ben's telling me to drop the other big knight and just take nothing but baby knights for chaos, because there's one where you can make a baby knight character and then you don't need to have a big knight.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't do that. He went, no, I can't. I was like, I'll disown you.
Yeah.
If you call yourself a Chaos Knights player, you've got no big knights. Like, yeah, my last one that I've got left is my Rampager. I don't want to get rid of my Rampager. It's like, you fucking can't get rid of a Rampager.
For me, knight armies should be big knights.
Yeah.
Big knights all the time. Just sod off the baby knights.
I see him stop being a fanny in Port Abbey yet. Have
The
you
only
gifted the red one?
The
Carl?
only argument to bring a baby knight is if you've literally got like 150 points left over.
When I was building my knights list, which included all three of these big guys, I wanted to try and get in 3 big guys, 6 little guys. So every big guy walked down with 2 little guys.
Yeah.
Because that's like how Titan Maniples sort of work.
Yeah.
Because you used to get it used to be 1 warlord, 2 warhounds, and the narrative would go around together as a maniple.
Normally it's, so the leaders of the house, of the named house, have the big knights. And then their cousins, like family cousins, extended family, get the little knights. Yeah. I don't read too many books. I say read, I have them read to me.
Doesn't have the sprue for building the melee option knight, no Thunder Gauntlet. Yeah, so it's just Paladin or Errant, yeah. It's the old knight kit, which was just battle cannon or melter.
Do you reckon they just got a load lying around?
Yeah, and chain
I'm
sword.
pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, the knight box set is an old Christmas box set.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's already existed. A man in the corner is nodding at me.
Yeah.
It's been around before.
Tell them to put some clothes on.
Yeah. What you can do in some small shops is you can still get last Christmas's jump pack Christmas box.
Which was actually quite good.
Which was really shit then, but it's really good now.
Yeah, suddenly it's good.
Yeah.
Hello, Blood Angels.
Thank you, Chaotic Failure, for 10 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Ben, you're a legend.
I hope that next time you're out in public in a place where like you'd be like swimming or something, I hope somebody is like, you've got some spectacular junk. I want to recreate that and sell it for people. They're like, that is some equipment. And they get a plaster of Paris out, sculpt it, sell it.
Yeah.
Like people want that on their walls.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I make rubber toys.
Let's call that.
Yeah.
I got a new thing on my wall at home.
Is it a sculpted private
shit,
part?
I thought it smeared it on. No.
This one's exceptionally banoffee pie.
I went dirty protest on Tuesday, yeah.
What, Luce was like, I'm not making dinner.
Yeah,
Like,
dirty protest.
Shithead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Thomas Reed. He says, another law possibility. Clone Fulgrim is freed, redeems some of his sons, revitalizes the Emperor's children, leading to a showdown with Demon Fulgrim, and then you could have 2 Fulgrim models.
Or 3.
Or 3.
Or 4.
So, just loads.
Yeah.
So there is background to the fact that Belisarius Core has all the Traitor Legion gene seed, like pure stock of gene seed. So he could, and most likely has, made Traitor Legions. Because there's so many chapters have been created because there's so many Primarchs chapters now out there, they're recycling old heraldry. What's this?
Dad says, why is Joe's iPad upside down? Is that impeding his reading of names? Just how he's choosing to hold it.
Oh yeah. I don't like the pen on this side. So, can it go on both sides? No, I don't like the pen on this side, on my hand side. Oh, I've made me. Yeah. So,
you make everything 10% harder, Joe, don't you?
So he can and has probably made Traitor Legion. So like in the 9th edition codexes that were all released, there was some in each one there was a loyalist chapter successor in a traitor colour scheme. So there was like a Sons of Horus Blood Angels chapter, and there's like a Ultramarines Word Bearer successor kind of thing.
Okay.
So they're out there.
I'm into it.
Thank you, Vlad von Carsley, for 5 gifted memberships. I hope that when you get home later, you discover a family of hedgehogs have moved into your house.
Okay. That doesn't sound good. That's not a good hope.
Hedgehogs are great.
No, they're not. They're flea-ridden fucking rats.
Did you watch that video I sent you this morning? About
No, Jay.
Yeah.
I reckon I watch one in every 6 to 7 videos you send me.
The one I sent you this morning is great.
Because you always send them to me at an inconvenient time. I'm like, the thing is, when Instagram sends me a thing that says you've got a message from Joe, I'm like, oh, I know what that is. But then Facebook notifies me at the same time, and I have to clear notifications because it makes me itch otherwise.
Notifies you.
Facebook notifies me because all my fucking social media meta stuff is all linked.
Oh.
So Facebook notifies me if I've got a message on Instagram, and I have to clear those notifications, and I forget to go and look again.
Silly.
And then at one point, I'll get another one where I'm actually sat down and I can look at it, and I'll be like, oh, I've got 5 videos to get through from Joe.
It's like when you do a takeaway order from a website and you pay through PayPal. So you get like an email notification that you've ordered something from a website. You get a PayPal notification, and then you get an email notification that you've paid something through PayPal. I'm like, I've got three notifications for one purchase. Yeah. For all the same thing.
Treat.
Thank you, Cornet Ed, for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Ed. Love you.
I hope, right, that the next time you go to like a clothes shop or a game store or something, you're like the 1 millionth customer, and they have like the balloons and the stuff, and then they give you like store credit of like £500.
That's a lot of stock
I've never seen that in real life though.
No?
I only see it in television and film.
Okay.
They're like, you're the 1000th customer. Have some free ice cream. Never see that in the UK. It's maybe because we're just not very happy.
We're not. We're pretty miserable bastards. Yeah.
But we're happy that we're miserable.
Yeah.
Thank you, Printers, for 50 gifted memberships.
Absolute hero.
And then thank you, Stick Monkey.
For 10.
10 gifted memberships. I hope that you
Nothing car related.
Notified by one of the people I've been asking you to keep checking up on that I get internet soon at my house.
That feels like it's more of a you wish.
Well, no, because it means I'll stop bugging him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. I get. Sorry, short of you 10. Sometimes maybe good. Sometimes maybe
or
shit.
I hope that your partner brings home a Costco carrot cake.
Oh, strong.
Because those things are fucking massive.
They are. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 wishes. You know?
Ed said, "I'll take that." The only shop I ever go into is Games Workshop.
Yeah. There you go. Although that's unlikely to come true because Games Workshop hate their customers.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Galahad, Grail Hunter. It says, a wee bit late working. There's an argument the curse is in an Eldar Soulstone that the assassin took. It's the Soul Hunter series.
Is that true?
I don't remember the Soulstone, but I remember that there are Eldar in it.
Yeah.
The 3rd book is basically the Night Lords fighting James R in a Banshee Shrine, which is cool as shit. At the end of the book, through intimate slave relations, a child is born who's basically becomes like the messiah of the Night Lords. He's like ultimate terror lord.
Sean says, you could make that wish come true all on your own, Joe.
No. But I email them, and I emailed them, and I get 0 response now.
Yeah.
They're like,
you're already blacklisted.
Yeah. Whereas you could just press some buttons and be like, I can see what you're doing. He's like Big Brother; he can see everything.
Yeah.
Whereas I have to go through customer services. And
like a peasant.
Yeah. And I don't feel like small internet companies give a shit about their customers. Because they're like...
I think that's quite the opposite.
No, it's weird, right? So they're like...
I think they're the only ones that do.
You email them your interest, and they're like, we're not like, we would like to come there. But if you can tell all your customers to fill in like a we're interested form, then we'll think about coming there. I'm like, why am I doing all of your legwork? Surely you pay like... You're not doing all of their
legwork though, because they're already putting the internet into places that are high density population areas.
Well, no, they're putting them to farms in the arse end of nowhere. There's a bunch of farms around Shaftesbury which have got 100 meg connection outlets, but they're not going into Shaftesbury. They're like, contact your neighbours.
Because when they go into the main area there, they'd have to compete with every other major broadband provider that's already in there. So they're like, well, are we going to spend all that money to build that full infrastructure in that little village on the off chance that they're all going to switch to us?
Well, no, because all the people in our town, the maximum speed Shaftesbury can get is 36 meg.
Move then.
No, I'm not allowed to.
Move to a farm.
I want to. Ironically, I looked and went and viewed a house in one of the tiny little villages outside Shaftesbury that does have good internet. But they were like, "No, you're too poor. You can't come and live here. You'll bring the area down."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have the barn.
Yeah. But they're like, well, I'm like, surely pay some teenager like £5 an hour to go and put leaflets through doors.
He said that's because farmers dig all the trenches for them for free, Joe. There you go. If you offered to dig all the trenches.
I'll dig a trench, but my neighbours won't be happy about it.
Don't listen to him, internet companies. He says he'll do all the painting then when he's about painting. So he's not going to dig the trenches for you either,
I'm going to contact them and be like, I'll do this legwork, but I want free internet. I'll do all your Facebook marketing. I'll go and leaflet doors.
And then they'll watch one stream of you producing and using tech.
Yeah.
This man offered to do our Facebook marketing.
Yeah. My Facebook marketing will be me and the local group. Do you bastards want faster, probably more expensive internet?
I don't think it's always that it's more expensive. I've just moved to a small internet provider at home. I say small. I've saved money.
Yeah, but how much do you pay a month?
Now I'm going to be paying 55 quid a month.
I pay £25 a month because
I've got gig down internet speed.
All I have to do is keep rolling out new lines of string between
But
the two
I was with a
cups.
company called BT.
Yeah.
We've all heard of them, and that was £68 a month.
Yeah.
And they sent me for a renewal at the start of the month saying, we're going to put your price up. I was like, oh, we always put price up to £99 a month. And that's why I told them to fuck off.
Yeah.
And I moved to a different company for a faster down and a faster up and a better router. And it's going down from the £99 BT we quoted me to 55. Yeah. So I wouldn't always say that it's going to be more expensive than big service providers. If you move to gig down, it's going to cost you more. But if you look at the big service providers versus the little service providers at that speed, you'll probably be cheaper for the smaller service providers.
Yeah, my partner cleans for a woman who literally is a 5-minute drive from her house.
Yeah.
And her farm. And she's one of the people that's got the fast internet. And I'm like, I could literally see your house from my house.
Yeah. Well, we use Tube here, which is gigabit up, gigabit down, up and down. It's still cheaper than my BT at home.
Can they run internet through like the phone line poles?
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Put a new cable on.
I would love to tell you how it works. I don't know how it works myself. But anywho,
I don't know because technology. Thank you, Tagahad Grey Hunter, for 5 gifted memberships.
You know what that means?
Yay!
Top internet content. Just right in your face.
The great thing about the transfer sheet in here is it comes with House Malanax transfers, which are banging.
There you go. That's for Joe now.
Thank you, internet people.
You did
I
that.
love you all.
You did that.
The little service provider is using the BT infrastructure too.
It is, yeah.
So
the little service provider that I've just signed up with is using all the BT infrastructure to provide me internet through BT's lines at cheaper than BT were giving me.
Yeah.
Work that one out, chap.
But did BT pay OpenReach?
Oh yeah, everything's OpenReach, isn't it? BT owns OpenReach, doesn't it?
That doesn't make sense. That's like people buying Games Workshop products for cheaper than Games Workshop.
Which they do.
Which they do.
From independent retailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still, yeah.
It's almost like Games Workshop goes, it's actually better for us if the independents sell all them a product and we don't have to have shops.
It's
and
like
deal with
water
customers.
companies selling water at different rates.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it all comes from the same place. My penis.
We've recently had Tube installed in our local area, stuck in contract with Virgin at the moment to Tube is third the price. Tube, for me here, Escapade has been fucking incredible. Local engineers, local people, it's been so easy to talk to them and deal with them. I've been really impressed.
This is a local shop for local people.
Yes. Yeah. One more super chat, Joe, then we can finish on time.
I give Sir Galahad Growhunter a
His
wish.
hope? Okay, what's his hope?
I hope that your card defaults on like Amazon, Netflix and stuff. So they assume that you're not with them anymore and they all offer you 3 months service for £1 a month. My card defaulted on Microsoft and I was like, 3 months for £1 a month? And I was like, yes.
Okay.
And I was like,
it's a weird hope. I'm into it.
yeah,
though.
I mean, you're saving like if you've got Netflix, Disney, Amazon, like Xbox Live, I don't know, what's the one that Amazon does as well? Paramount. That's like 40 quid a month. Down to £4 a month.
Probably more, to be fair, but yeah. Okay.
Or £5 a month. But yeah.
Okay.
Also, I hope all the books that you want in your wish list on Audible all go into the $2.99 sale.
I'm into it.
Because the $2.99 sales at the moment have been very shit.
They've been Warhammer lacking, haven't they?
Yeah, they went from like an option of 10 to 15, maybe 20 books. And now I've had a couple $2.99 sales with no Warhammer books in it. I really enjoy waking up in the morning, $2.99 sales. I got the notification. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Although the $2.99 sale starting is like the DFS sale, isn't it? It's always fucking on, let's be honest. So,
yeah.
Cool.
And then, thank you, Liam Russ. He says, hey, Adam.
He's trying to be clever because you said man in the corner and he thinks Adam's here. He's here tonight, but Adam's not here yet.
Adam's not here yet, no.
So,
no.
Unlucky!
No, this is Carl's replacement.
So you paid £2 to get it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Put the pen back on the
We've caught up, haven't we? We've caught up. So long story short, Joe, for the topic, do we think they'll bring back every living Primarch in 40k, yes or no?
Yes, with time.
Yes, with time. Okay.
Yes, with
I think
time.
they will as well.
Yeah.
And I would argue, I think they might bring back a couple of the other ones as well, if they can find a reason to.
I think it's going to go non-mainline codexes action. So like obviously we've got Khorne, Nurgle, Tzeentch will get Fulgrim, and then they'll mirror that with Loyalist Space Marines.
So Leman Russ, maybe Dawn. But you won't get Sanguinius.
We won't get Sanguinius, but I think the Sanguinor's really good.
It's not
He's
Primarch,
not Primarch level. The thing is, though, there's no reason why they couldn't go, here is because the Sanguinius lore is really stupid. Quick little lore aside, that pen, it doesn't want to be attached anymore. Sanguinius lives within the warp. The only person he could talk to currently is Mephiston. Mephiston had a little chat with him. He's like, come back, be with your sons. And he was like, no, you're basic. So there is a theory that they could put his soul into someone, but does that mean that he's going to get mega juiced? Like that one guy that he goes into is going to be like,
I'm into it.
But yeah. But if you follow the Dan Abnett series of the Beckwin books, which you need to listen to, by the way, because they're incredible, there are potentially clones of Sanguinius that already exist.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Potentially.
Well, there you go. So we think, I'm inclined to agree with you that I think that all the ones that, at least all the ones that can come back will come back over time.
Yeah.
I think it's too much of a cash cow for GW. Yeah. Let me know what you think. In the comments after we finish the stream, let me know what you think about this. Do you think they'll bring them back? Do you think they'll bring all of them back? How many do you want to see back? Do you want to see any more back? Etc, etc, etc. All the things. Stick in the comments. I read all the comments. It really helps the algorithm out. As does smashing that like button on the stream if you've enjoyed the content. Thank you for hanging out with us today on the Liam and Joe Show. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. There is more to come, predominantly from Mr. The Joe over here, who's playing live tonight on stream at 7:30 against Adam of Beachhead fame, who runs, is it 40k Brawl Events? Is that what it's called?
He does, yeah.
Brawl Events. Adam runs Brawl Events. I always say he runs Beachhead. He doesn't run Beachhead because Beachhead's a whole thing. He runs the 40k tournament at Beachhead that we're all going to go to. There's links in Discord. Yeah. If you buy a Beachhead ticket to go and play 40k or AOS and provide, or Kill Team or whatever, and you provide me with proof of that ticket, including the discount code that we have before the end of October, you're going to be entered in with a chance of winning a £100 Games Workshop voucher, right? I'll remind you all about that one tonight. So that's tonight. What?
Super Chatter.
Oh, hang on a second. And then tomorrow at 8:30, we've got 40k After Dark. I'm back on the Mead because I've got loads of it now. Yeah. Big Bacon Signing, thank you for the 5. Just want to say love you guys. Just want to say love you guys. You keep us going even though through hard times. Thank you for the banter and hobby fun times. When we're doing our job. It's quite literally our job.
Yeah.
So you'd loved it already. I didn't realise that you hadn't read it.
I loved it because I was like, boop, boop, because you were just talking.
Thank you, Big Bacon Signing, you hero. So yeah, we've got that stream tonight at 7:30. We've then got the After Dark stream tomorrow at 8:30. Then on Saturday, I'm back in here on my own.
Yeah.
We have to clean the table tonight because I'm building that Lego set on Saturday on stream from 11 o'clock.
Is it an AT-AT?
Is it
an AT-AT?
No, it's that one over there. It's Barada. IS Sauron. And then Sunday might be some Vag on Battlefield. All right, so check out all those streams. So many streams all the time. Hopefully we'll see you tonight. If not, we'll see you in the next one.
Well, have a wonderful time.